Good morning. Welcome. My name is Nicole Traum, and you're watching Lee Health's Healthcare Heroes Self-Care Moment. Thank you for tuning in. So this week we've been talking about ways that we can raise our vibration. We've been connecting to just noticing our own vibration, our own energy. We've been connecting to that place of love, that place of understanding. We even connected to things that we're grateful for. Today what we're going to talk about, and we're going to explore in our movement and in our breath and our meditation, is the idea of forgiveness. And I think when we think of forgiveness, a lot of times we think of our forgiveness of others. But today, in our self-care moment, we're going to think about forgiving ourselves. And that really, when we don't forgive ourselves or we hold ourselves up to this really unattainable place, it keeps our vibration from expanding and growing. So when we allow ourselves to forgive ourselves for whatever it is, and we'll think about that in a moment, but we start to raise that vibration back up, and we want to feel more free, and we want to have that higher vibration. So as you turn within, I want you to take a few moments here. Close your eyes. You might be thinking, like, what do I have to forgive myself for? But think about all the things that you expect from yourself. Especially right now, since we've been in quarantine, right? Maybe we had these really high expectations and we've been working on, on this place of not being able to attain them, right? Especially if you're not doing your regular schedule or whatever it is, things had to shift. And so sometimes we hold a grudge against ourselves, and that slows down that vibration. It weighs us down. So I want you to think about letting go of all the unrealistic expectations that you might have of yourself during this time, maybe in the past, or maybe towards like where you want to be in the future. But noticing here where you can let go of those things. And start to connect with your breath now. So inhaling and exhaling, filling up on the inside and emptying out, softening on the outside. When we forgive ourselves, we give ourselves a little break. We take the load off. We don't have to do something that might be really, really just out of our range of being able to attain, especially right now. I know for me in the beginning of quarantine, I was like frustrated if I didn't get, this, and this done. And I had to come to that point of, okay, it's okay if I want to take a nap. It's okay if we're going to go for a little break and just go for a walk, right? We have to let ourselves have that flexibility, that flow, so that we don't feel so weighed down that it actually takes away from our energy source, from our own vibration. So we'll be working on a pose today that's nice and challenging, okay? So let's just start by stretching your arms out. It's one of my favorite poses. And I've been making our Fridays a feel-good Friday, so we've been doing something usually a little bit more challenging on our Fridays. It's challenging, but at the same time, as I tell my students in my yoga classes, it's okay to wobble and it's okay to come out. In fact, that's how we learn how to find stability. So just moving your head side to side, bringing your shoulders back, good. And then bring your right hand down, stretch your left arm up and over. If we don't have that wobble, if we don't have that instability, then we take the stability part for granted, all right? And then come on down, left arm down, right arm up and over, and just stretching through that side body. Breathing nice and deep, good. And then as you come back through center, let's come and do some circles here in our chair. So just moving around and around. And think about it, right? If you get something wrong, or maybe you don't get it right the first time, how do you react? A lot of us beat ourselves up. I know I do. Right? This is a constant practice for me of not beating myself up, of learning from those things where I had to come out of it and redo it or switch it up. And that's part of the mindfulness practice, right? Keep breathing here as you move. And then change your direction. Just like when we start to meditate, you don't just close your eyes and you magically turn into this like monk on top of a mountain, right? There's a practice there, and sometimes it really stings and sometimes it feels really good. But it's in that practice that you come to it. You start to be more aware. So just moving around and around, good. And as you sit up tall now, take your right knee in. Hug it in towards you as you sit tall. You're going to feel this all the way into your hip. Breathing nice and deep. That's it. Let your shoulders come onto your back. Perfect. And then we'll switch sides. So then we're gonna hug the left knee in, just hugging that knee in, sitting up tall, hugging it in a little closer as you breathe, as you lengthen. That's it, 2 more breaths. Perfect. And then coming on out, I'm gonna scoot my chair back a little. Bring your knees out to your chair distance. Scoot forward in your chair a little. And then what we'll do here is we're gonna inhale and lift the right arm up, stretching it up, and then exhale and reach down towards the earth, tapping the floor or getting close to it. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bowing forward. You're gonna feel this into your hips, into your thighs. Good. Inhale and exhale. We want to open up our legs today, really get some muscles working, some blood flowing, so that we can come into that pose that we're working towards. So inhale, stretching up. Exhaling as you come forward. Good. 2 more. Bowing all the way forward. Your knees are wide apart here. That's it. And then come on up. We'll take our left arm up, big stretch up, and then exhale as you bow forward, reaching towards the earth. Again, you don't have to touch it. If you can't reach it, you can just reach towards the earth. Inhaling, stretching up tall. Good. Exhaling as you come forward. Feeling everything start to wake up. And knowing that it's okay to be where you are, right? So wherever you are in the pose, if you have limitations, just work with what you've got. Last one. That's it. And then as you come on up, let's bring our knees over to the right. So we're going to turn our knees over to the right and twist yourself open to the left. You can take your right hand to your left knee. Inhale as you sit tall, and exhale as you twist, just letting your shoulders soften away from your ears. So feeling that stretch, that twist through the side body. That's it. Breathing nice and deep. Let's do 2 more deep breaths here. And then we'll come all the way out and bring our knees over to the left now and twist over to the right. So left hand to right knee, right hand to the side of the chair. Inhale as you sit tall, and then exhale, let yourself twist a little bit deeper. Breathing a little bit fuller. That's it. Lengthening with your inhale, exhaling, letting yourself twist. You've got it. Just letting yourself be present and noticing where you're tight. And instead of judging it, right, instead of bringing that judgment and feeling like you need to hit some big expectation, just be where you're at, breathe into it. That's it. And then we'll come all the way back through center, and let's just keep the knees together now. Inhale, stretch both arms up. Exhale and come forward, stretching into the low back again. So big inhale, lengthening up, good. Big exhale as you come forward. 2 more. That's it. Yoga and meditation, mindfulness, it's all about meeting ourselves where we are with what we have. And that's a challenge. It seems like, well, maybe that's really easy, but sometimes it's a big challenge. So let yourself be okay with whatever you've got this morning, however you felt this morning as you woke up. And then we're going to come up to standing. So as you come up to standing, it's always nice to practice really good standing up practices here. So as you come forward, you're going to sit forward in your chair. Make sure your feet are right underneath your knees. Really scoot forward and then bring your nose over your toes. Use the power of your legs to come all the way up. We're going to turn and face, let's do the back of the chair, and then we'll turn it around. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll come in and do a little down dog here. So you're going to stretch your hips back, pedaling out your feet if you want, bending one knee, pressing your opposite heel. That's it. And then we're going to walk in. So we'll inhale and come in, roll your shoulders back, and then exhale, walk yourself back. Let yourself be mindful with that movement. Inhaling as you come forward. Lifting up, good, and then exhaling as you walk yourself back. One more time. So inhaling and exhaling. And then staying nice and long here, you're going to stretch your right leg back behind you. I'm going to make sure I don't kick the wall. Reach your right hip back, your right leg back, press out through your heel. See if you can have your toes pointing down towards the earth. So really big stretch here. Press into your chair, press out through your heel, and you're gonna wobble, and that's okay. Embrace it. That's the reminder that we're living here. Take another breath, and then come all the way out. And as you come back, you can kind of move your hips side to side, just release the outer hips. Good. Let's do the other side now. So we're gonna walk ourselves back towards down dog, lift that left leg up, press it back. Good, really lengthen here all the way up through the back body. Your toes are pointing down, your belly's drawing in, just a big stretch. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. Good, and then come all the way out. Now I'm gonna turn my chair around. I'm gonna give you options though, so you can stay on the back of your chair. The back of my chair is kind of high, so I'm gonna use the seat of the chair, or I may actually use the chair arms. We're gonna come into that down dog again, okay? So we're gonna lift the leg up, and then we're just gonna start to turn the toes out and down, okay? So just opening the toes out, opening them down. Good. Feeling all those muscles in your legs, meeting yourself, hugging in with what you have, and now keep the toes pointing out. See if you can bring your hand to your hip. Just opening your chest, you can stay like that, or maybe even extend that top arm up. This is called Ardha Chandrasana. It's half moon pose. This morning when I walked, the moon, it's not quite a half moon, it's more of a crescent, but reminded me of that. Press out, let yourself shine out. Take another deep breath. It's okay to wobble. And then come all the way down, good. And we'll switch sides. So I'm gonna swing my chair all the way around and do it on the other side. So here you're going to lift your opposite leg up. Good, start to turn the toes out and down. All right, so you can have your hands on the chair. The full version of the pose, your hand is on the floor, right? So just turning those toes out and down. For the video purposes, let's do it like this. And then keep the toes opening out. Bring your hand to your hip and just start to stretch out. Good, you can lengthen here if you want. You can bring your arm up. You can even do this one against the wall, so you can kind of lean into it. Finding your way off the wall every once in a while. Take another 2 breaths. Stretching out, that's it. Feel Good Friday, let yourself extend. And then come all the way back out, good. And as you come out, you can come back to your seat. You're gonna feel your breath is really heightened. You're gonna have a lot more of that vibrational energy just lifting you up. So come back and take a comfortable seat now, lengthening up through your spine, letting your shoulders come onto your back. And let yourself feel that. Give yourself a break. Let yourself forgive whatever it is that you expect that maybe you're not hitting right now. That's okay. Right? It's not the end of the world, right? You can go back to those things, you can work towards those things, but sometimes you need to just give yourself that break and know that you can try again tomorrow or in a week or in a month, but letting yourself not be weighed down by all of that. I think it's really easy right now to get really weighed down by expectations that are never going to be reached. And so we have to shift, right? We have to be able to open and shift to that. So as we turn within now, we're going to start to do a little bit of breath, and we're going to consider the top of the breath and the bottom of the breath. So we'll inhale, and I want you to think about breathing down into that place of your heart, filling up. Good. And as you exhale, just follow your breath and imagine it goes out in front of you. And it just starts to come in and down, and then up and out. Now there's some technicality to this, where from our heart, it's about 12 fingers up, right? That comes up and out, and then 12 fingers out in front of you. But you can do whatever feels good here. So we're just gonna start to connect with that breath, inhaling, and then exhaling, feeling the breath move outside of you. Inhaling. And exhaling. Feeling that breath moving in. Feeling the breath extending out. And then even allowing yourself now to start to notice the pause at the bottom of the breath and the top of the breath. Feel your shoulders move away from your ears. Let your hips release. Even soften your jaw. Just noticing that pause at the top of the breath and at the bottom of the breath. Letting go of the expectations that are out of your reach right now. Forgiving yourself for not being whatever version you think you should be. Just let yourself celebrate the version you are right now. It's a simple mind shift, right? And it takes away from that heaviness. It allows our vibration to lift back up. So I'll say it again. Let yourself let go of whoever you think you're supposed to be, whatever those expectations are. Give yourself permission to celebrate who you are right now. Celebrate the hot mess if that's what you feel like. Take another round of breath. And then you can bring your hands back in front of your heart, blinking your eyes back open. Remembering to give yourself a break, to not have such crazy expectations, to forgive yourself for not attaining them. So as we close today, I bow to you. I bow to your courageousness. Namaste. And this has been Nicole Traum with Lee Health's Healthcare Hero Self-Care Moment. We'll be back on Monday at 6:40 a.m. Please feel free to share this with your friends. You can share it straight off of YouTube. It'll be up there in about a few minutes. So thank you again and see you soon. Bye-bye.